Update 1. I told my husband I didn't need him, in front of his entire family. He just nodded, stood up, and left without a word. I thought he'd come back like always, but when I checked my bank account the next morning, I realized he wasn't just leaving the house, he was leaving me. Family functions. Even though I'd bought him nicer clothes, it was embarrassing. Honestly, my co-workers' husbands always look so put together, and there was Peter with his crooked smile and dad bod, talking about his mail route like it was some kind of grand adventure. I loved him, I did. I still posted about our relationship online, carefully angling photos to catch his good side, writing about how blessed I was to have such a caring husband. But something was shifting. Every time he questioned a purchase, or suggested we talk about our budget, I felt more and more suffocated. It's like the very things I'd found endearing about him, his practicality, his simple approach to life, were starting to feel like chains holding me back. Looking back now, I can see how things were building up. Every skipped family dinner, every hidden purchase, every little lie about where I was or what I was doing, they were all bricks in a wall I was building between us. But at the time, I honestly thought I was just protecting myself, protecting my right to live my life the way I wanted. I had no idea how quickly everything was about to fall apart. It all came crashing down one Tuesday evening. I'd just gotten back from a teacher planning session. Okay, it was actually a shopping trip with Jessica, when Peter was sitting at our kitchen table with this stack of papers in front of him. Credit card statements, all three of them, nearly $115,000 worth of debt, he knew nothing about. I tried to play it cool at first. Oh, those old things, I was going to tell you about them. But Peter just sat there flipping through page after page of purchases, Target runs, Amazon orders, that cute boutique downtown, it all laid out in black and white. He looked defeated, not even angry, just tired. Then he started asking questions. What about the story I'd told him about helping one of my struggling students' families? That was a lie. I'd actually used that money for a weekend trip with Jessica. What about the medical bills I'd claimed were from my dental work? Another lie. That money went to a designer bag I'd been eyeing. Each lie I told came unraveled one by one. I did what I always do when I feel cornered. I turned it around on him. Well, maybe if you weren't so controlling with money, I wouldn't have to hide things. I remember shouting. Do you know how embarrassing it is to have to ask permission to buy basic things? How humiliating it is to have your sister comment on every purchase I make. Peter suggested counseling, but I shut that down fast. In my mind, counseling was for people with real problems, not for couples arguing about money. Besides, Jessica had been telling me how her cousin went to marriage counseling, and it just gave her husband more ammunition to control her. Financial abuse, that term kept bouncing around in my head. The more I thought about it, the more I convinced myself that's what this was. I started getting bolder with my spending, almost like I was daring Peter to say something. I'd come home with shopping bags, and place them right in the middle of the living room. When he'd give me that look, you know, the disappointed one, I'd make some comment about how at least one of us knows how to enjoy life. Sorry, I don't want to live like we're broke. His family started noticing the tension at Sunday dinners. I'd make these little jabs about Peter's job or his clothes, always with a laugh so I could play it off as a joke if anyone called me out.